Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today to learn more about Dynamics 365 project operations. I will be presenting the session together with my colleague, Kevin Horlock, who will do an end-to-end demo towards the end of the session. My name is Görkan Salk. I'm the GM for Dynamics 365 project operations. I have several colleagues with me who will assist us in answering your questions throughout the session. So as you have questions, please post them online and we'll do our best to get to them in time. With that, I'll switch to my presentation here. In today's session, we will be discussing the current landscape and opportunities in the services economy, introduce project operations, provide an overview of its capabilities, have a call to action slide, and we'll then deep dive into a demo. We're looking to spend half of the session on our demo to show you at a high level the breadth of capabilities that exist in project operations. Project operations is a solution that targets the professional services automation market, as analysts refer to it. It's a business application that services businesses or services divisions within product organizations will use to manage their project-intensive services. The services economy has been evolving rapidly over the past few years. What we see in these services businesses is that they are the quickest to adopt cloud-based solutions and they leverage automation very heavily. And there is a good reason for this, as they need the ability to quickly respond to customer or business demands with innovative and valuable service offerings that can be delivered on time, within scope, and on budget. If you look at the product organization, introducing a new offering for the product organization is a long and capital-intensive process. That's not the case, however, for services businesses that can adapt to demand changes much easier and come out with new offerings quickly or shift focus from one offering to another as needed. Hence, these businesses need to be much more agile than product organizations. Although these organizations are very quick to go to the cloud, their application landscape within the organization is still very siloed. They usually have a sales system tracking opportunities, different project management tools used by project managers, the financial application for project financials, their time and expense entry systems are disparate as well, and they track their consultant skills and profiles in yet another system. Merging all this siloed data becomes a challenge and introduces many inaccuracies in the process. To provide an example from my personal experience, I used to run the Dynamics practice in the Microsoft Consulting Services 6 years ago. At that time, we had a similar application footprint where we had more than 10 systems storing our project data. And twice a year, we would go to workforce planning exercise to prepare our hiring and readiness plans for the next 6 months. We would look at opportunities we have won, opportunities we have lost. We would look at our resource utilization, taking into consideration the time that consultants have spent as well as their delivery work. We would look at our P&L to see the most profitable projects and the most successful ones. This exercise would take us anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks and was very error-prone. But when we got the data, it would allow us to draw insights on demand shifts and help us conclude what the right resource mix for our practice should be. For instance, we would see that the Dynamics demand was increasing and that we had to hire more Dynamics resources and train resources on Dynamics in areas that were underutilized. Getting such insights twice a year in today's world is obviously unacceptable. Customers today want to get insights around demand shifts and demand changes in real time. These types of real-time insights is what project operations will allow our customers to get. So what is Dynamics 365 project operations? Project operations is an offering that includes end-to-end capabilities all the way from project sales to project accounting. The project sales capabilities include CPQ type capabilities for human resources to allow for multi-dimensional pricing and costing of resources. This allows resources to be priced based on experience, skills, geographical location, and any other dimension that may be relevant to your business. For instance, a .NET architect with 5 years experience based in the US would be priced and cost differently than a .NET architect with 5 years experience who is based in Prague. Project sales capabilities also include quotation of opportunities based on a WBS or the project plan with generic resources. So salespeople using project operations can create a project plan, assign generic resources to it, price and cost these resources, and create a quote out of them. And then once the project is won, the project is handed over to the delivery team where the project manager will be assigned to the project. Sales to delivery handover is a common challenge for services businesses that have siloed applications. Using project operations, the project manager and the delivery team are able to get the full history on the opportunity where they can see the project plan and the assumptions that were made during the pre-sales. And once the project manager is assigned, they will work with the resource manager to resource the project. The resource manager is a role that has visibility into all projects and resource requests across the organization, as well as resource availability across the organization. He or she, in collaboration with the project manager, will assign the optimum team to the project, maximizing profitability, maximizing resource utilization, and minimizing cost. Once the project team is resourced, the project will start executing, and team members will start entering time and expense into the system, where time will accrue to revenue and expense will accrue to cost. If it's a time and material project, the customer will be invoiced at certain intervals. If it's a fixed fee project, the customer will be invoiced at certain milestones. At this point, the organization will start recognizing revenue for the portion of the project that has been delivered and that has been invoiced. And these are the personas that will be using this application. Obviously, the COO, the practice director will be the executive stakeholder. The account manager will play a role in sales, all the way to who would be working with the invoices and recognizing revenue and posting project journals. Project Operations is a new offering from Microsoft and will be generally available on October 1st, 2020 of this year. And this offering represents an evolution of our in-market project service automation capabilities and project management accounting capabilities within finance. We're combining these along with project management capabilities directly from Microsoft Project. Our engineering team and Microsoft Project engineering team worked as one team, and we came out with a cloud offering from Microsoft Project last October called Project for the Web. Project for the Web is a project offering that directly works on the Dynamics platform, and its capabilities will be embedded within Project Operations so that our customers can use Microsoft Project directly within Project Operations. We are certainly very excited to be bringing to market an offering with such breadth and depth capabilities. And if you look at this slide, obviously I'm not going to go into the details of this slide, but you can see the richness of capabilities all the way from sales, project planning that's powered through Microsoft Project, our resource management capabilities, time, expense entry, and approval capabilities, project costing, pricing, actuals, all the way to project financials. We do have an Expert Connect session right after this session. If you have any questions on any of these capabilities or want to have a discussion around those, please join us in those sessions. On this slide, I would like to touch on our unique value and the differentiators for project operations. If you look at other solutions in this space, they either originate from what we traditionally call an ERP background, consisting of strong back-end capabilities, or from a CRM background with strong front-end capabilities. Project operations, on the other hand, is able to bring rich capabilities end-to-end. And that's made possible through the investments that we have made in our Dynamics and Power platform that allows us to blur the boundaries between traditional CRM and ERP capabilities. So through investments such as the virtual entities, through investments such as dual write, we are able to bring to market an offering that has very strong front-end and back-end capabilities. And with Microsoft Project embedded directly within Project Operations, project managers will be able to manage and execute their projects using their native tool directly within their business application, allowing for project financials and resource utilization type data to be captured accurately without the need for any third-party integration. This allows for all project data from sales to accounting to be captured directly in CDS, allowing our customers to get valuable insights in real time. From a call to action perspective, I talked about the Expert Connect sessions. So we have one at 2 p.m. Pacific time as well as at 3 p.m. Pacific time. If you have any questions, if you want to discuss any detail around project operations, please join those sessions. We have also 2 recorded sessions, Take Project Management to the Next Level by Russell Hercules, Succeeding in the New Services and Project-Based Business Economy by Rupa Mantravari. Please listen to these if you're interested. Okay, with that, I will be turning it over to Kevin now for an end-to-end project operations demo.
Thanks, Gherkin. I'm excited to share some of the new capabilities of the project operations solution. I'm going to focus in on a fictitious not-for-profit organization that's setting up clinics across the US. These pop-up clinics are quick to set up in key neighborhoods that unfortunately have a high incidence of the COVID-19 cases. And the pop-ups offer services like testing and primary symptomatic care. Now, project operations is ideal for any professional services organization that is looking to innovate and drive business value across resource utilization, finance, expense management, project accounting, and indeed project online. For project operations, this is all being enabled through utilizing something known as the Common Data Service and a particular capability known as dual rights. Which means this technology, as a practice manager, I can start to bring together the transactional data across all of these areas and start to drive some insights. So as a practice manager, as an example, I have a Power BI dashboard embedded within project operations in front of us. And from here, I can start to see a couple of insights, such as the utilization over the last 4 months has dipped a little bit. I can see that in some of my regional areas within the city of New York, some are being underutilized and in fact some are being overutilized. And at the same time, I'm also being driven towards some influences as well, where I can see my project invoices are being delayed and the primary cause is actually being identified as being our expense claims are taking in effect too long to process. So as a practice manager, having started to see some insights coming across the system, I can delve a little deeper. As an example, I can go and explore the utilization of our resources. And if I focus the data back over the same period of the last 4 months, I can get a broad sense as to which individuals are like Alison that are being overutilized, down to individuals like Brady that are showing a continuous underutilization. And I can explore a little deeper as well by focusing where these individuals may be based. So I could be, say, focusing in on, say, East Harlem, and that'll bring up all the individuals based out of that particular unit. And I can see, broadly speaking, the whole team is being currently underutilized. But of course, if I switch that across to another unit, maybe down to the South Bronx unit, I can search again and I can see what the impact is here. And I can see predominantly there's an overutilization of people like Crystal and Bernadette. So as a practice manager, I've started to get some insight of an imbalance of my utilization. And I can now start to send, in effect, an edict out to all of our project managers and say, look, you don't just need to use the resources within your own team. Please leverage all of the resources across the whole organization. And that'll have a direct impact on the overall utilization for our teams. So as a practice manager, I've started to drive those sort of insights. But if I switch gears and think of it from the lens of a project manager, when I'm exploring my individual projects, and I've got an overarching project set up for the management of these pop-up clinics, I can start to explore what the overall spend and budget is against individual roles. And I've got a broad sense of roles here, from core receptionists through to our respiratory therapists. And I can see clearly underneath the respiratory therapist that I'm actually overspending against what we had planned to spend against that type of role. Now, as a project manager, I've also got the opportunity to be creating new projects or managing the structure of projects. And I can be utilizing the Microsoft Project Online that has actually been embedded within project operations. So here, for instance, I can see I've now got the full capability if I was using Project Online as in a standalone sense, but I'm using it as part of the broader project operations solution. So here, for instance, I've got the opportunity to rearrange our project. So if I felt that non-clinical tasks had to come at a slightly earlier stage, I can do so. I can be assigning individuals like William and Spencer as PMs to this particular project. And I can also start to take full advantage of the wider Microsoft platform as well. So for instance, I can use Office groups, which may be a nice way of bringing together project managers in terms of a central pool of resources for a particular project. And at the same time, I've also got the opportunity to collaborate. And I can collaborate in terms of a broader sense where I can bring, the whole team's aspects together. So collaboration on any individual that may be part of the project can be invited to a particular team. And we can set these teams up, of course, in a number of ways, whether to be managing expenses, health guidelines, status reporting, and so forth. But in my case here, I've also got the wider scope of Project Online as well, where I can be thinking about the individual, the project buckets of tasks. Where do I put my non-medical volunteer staff? Is that in the category of critical timelines, or should that actually be underneath clinical as an area? And indeed, I can look at it from a timeline of project setup as well. And if I actually zoom out a little bit here, I can see my broader timelines, and each of these bars I can focus in on and explore when the start and the finish dates and the durations may well be, and I can alter those accordingly. And this gives me the full breadth and scope as if I was managing and configuring a whole project from the ground up. But equally, I've also got to consider from a project manager's perspective the resource perspectives as well. And I've got a team that's been allocated across my individual business units. And where it is appropriate to, I can, start to allocate accordingly. Now, earlier we had that edict come across from our practice manager, instructing us to ensure that we do utilize team resources that are outside of our direct team. So in my case here, I've got a respiratory therapist need. So I'm actually going to go through the process of booking somebody on it, but respect the edict that we had from our practice manager. And as I go through the motions of identifying the type of role, I can then go to the booking option. And as I come to the booking option, it'll apply any initial criteria. Maybe I've put some constraints in place, or I'm already overutilized, and it'll give me that sort of guidance. In my case, this particular area, South Bronx, is already being overutilized, so there's no resources available. So this is a great opportunity for us to explore the opportunity of using resources from another area. So in my case, I can go across to East Harlem, do a search and see if they've got any resources of the right skill set. And one individual, Brady, has been highlighted to us here as someone that has availability and has the right skills, which is fantastic because we can then take this individual and in effect book them on to this particular project. Now, booking this individual on will help that broader aspect of our utilizations, and we can go back and start to see that impact. So if I kind of bring us back towards the project itself, and I can then start to explore that impact from our budget versus spend by the role. And whereas earlier for the respiratory therapist I had a spend that was actually exceeding our budget, I'm now in a position where I'm actually pretty much in alignment with our budget, which is great news for the whole organization. Now, from a project manager perspective, yes, we've got our resource, we've got our structures in place, but we also have to consider, and this is true for any professional services organization, the impact of invoicing and any costs that are being accumulated against the project. And two primary areas are really in terms of any invoicing, but also any expense claims that are being done by the teams. And in my case, I'm showing 12 overdue expenses for this particular project. Now, we can start to help by looking at the back aspects of finance and expense management and project accounting. So, for instance, from the invoicing lens, I can start to explore the project as a whole, and I can go in and I can go and locate our particular project that we are focused on today. And I get the broad sense of the project here. And just to highlight also something that's important to draw our attention to is that, for any professional services organization, the revenue recognition aspects are key as well. And so there's a broad sense of capability in terms of how we can define and manage our revenue recognition. But in my context of a not-for-profit organization, that might not be so appropriate. So I'm going to continue on and focus around the project invoice proposals. And in my case, I actually have one invoice outstanding. And this could be an invoice that we're sharing with a charity organization, someone that is perhaps providing a grant to fulfill the needs of these particular pop-up clinics. And here I can see I've got a broad invoice that's going to go across in terms of against this grant for $18,900. And it's in relation to some of the therapists that we're utilizing on the project. But that's great. We also touched on the fact that we have cases of our expense claims being a primary cause for the delay of our invoicing, because time and expenses could easily be booked and invoiced on to whoever the end client may well be. So in our case, we also have a far more simplified and clearer user experience to help individuals manage their expense claims, whether it is through a web client, as we're seeing here now, or utilizing a mobile device. And there's also aspects here as well that can help. We can be defining policies that control what expense claims can be applied. And at the same time, we can also utilize AI to interpret any receipts that have been scanned in to our expense claim. So for instance, I've got a receipt here that's been scanned in. This could be a handwritten receipt as well. And in both cases, we can utilize AI to start drawing out some of the key facts and categorize it for us. So in my case, this has been a case of identifying via AI, the date of the invoice, the date of the receipt, the amount, who it belongs to, and that they can book it against the individual receipt in the expense claim. And this helps improve the overall time it takes by any individual to process an expense claim. It speeds the whole process up and makes it far less arduous. And at the same time, now that we've got all this data coming together, we can start to help a project manager, a consultant, a practice manager really start to drive out some insights that they can drive some actions against. Because from a project operations lens perspective, where we are spanning resource utilization, expense management, project accounting, finance, as example areas, and of course the project online, we're drawing all that information together. And by doing so, we can see what is the impact. And we can see that in my case, I'm starting to reduce my outstanding expenses, which is, going to have a direct bearing in terms of the invoiceability against any project. And at the same time, by driving that edict that I had earlier, I can also improve the overall utilization of our teams across the organization in areas that are being affected for our pop-up clinics, or through the power of project operations driving actionable insights.
Thank you, Kevin. With that, we'll go to questions and answers. Shelley, do we have any questions?
Oh, Gherkin, this has been a very popular session. We've got a lot of great questions that have come in. Let's start with some that I've been seeing that are more popular questions. So the first one is, does this integrate with Azure DevOps?
So as of October the 1st, when we release project operations, we won't have an out-of-the-box integration with Azure DevOps, but you can certainly use Power Automate to integrate project operations to Azure DevOps.
Perfect. The next popular one was really about Planner. So is there a connection to Planner so people can put their tasks there?
And there's no direct connection with project operations and Planner. You can certainly upgrade your Planner to Project for the Web. And then as you use Project for the Web, you can use that capability also within project operations, but there won't be an out-of-the-box capability to use Planner instead of the Project for the Web capabilities within project operations.
Awesome. How about project operations and supporting the common data service? Can you talk a little bit about the infrastructure on that?
Sure, yes. So project operations will be running on the Dynamics platform. It will encapsulate the PSA capabilities that you see in market today, as well as the project management and accounting capabilities that are today in finance. And through the investments that we have done in the platform, these will be coming closer together. And all of the project operations data will be available in CDS. And that's what we will be using to provide insights to our customers. We will have the data all the way from project sales to project accounting. So we will be able to provide insights around demand shifts, which offerings are being more popular, changes in the business world, in the business model, in the market will be very visible to our customers.
Wonderful. How about the Teams integration? Can you talk about what your plans are for integrating with Microsoft Teams?
Sure. So that's a roadmap item certainly for us. As you have seen in the demo, what you can do is with Project for the Web being embedded in project operations, we are creating an office group with all the team members that you can add to that project's office group. And it's a very easy step, as Kevin has shown in his demo, to turn that into Teams. Obviously, we want to enrich the Teams integration. We want to be able to add project operations access through Teams as well. And those are all in the roadmap. And that's a shared roadmap with our Microsoft project friends as well. So you will see a lot of investments coming in on that front.
Let's take another question about integration. So will there be an integration between project operations and Business Central?
Yes, that's something that's high on our roadmap as well. It will not be available on October 1st when we GA project operations, but that's something that we are working very closely with within our teams, and it's a P0 item on our roadmap that we want to land, and we want to have an out-of-the-box integration with Business Central.
Fantastic. So how about one last question here? The last question, will project operations also support non-professional service organizations, thinking of like R&D or product development oriented organizations? So maybe this would be a good chance really just kind of talk about who is our target audience.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I mean, we will be certainly targeting customers that have a profitable project business, right, as well as nonprofit organizations. So even today, we have a lot of nonprofit organizations that are using our in-market project service automation application, that are using our in-market project management accounting capabilities from a cost perspective. So we will see a lot of customers managing cost of their resources within project operations, making sure that they can manage the utilization of the resources as well as the expenses, the time entry, and all those capabilities will still apply to nonprofit organizations as well.
Fantastic. Well, thanks a lot, Gherkin and Kevin. This has been a fantastic session, and thank you for everyone who attended as well. We hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Thank you very much for joining us. Have a nice day.